Hey, what's up? Just want to thank you guys for watching our channel. Please hit that subscribe button. When I was in Orlando, we had just like, the turnout, whatever. I can't remember what we called it. Turn 5, right? Yeah. Turn 5. Turn 5 for Dwight.
Yes.
So we had a call off of it. It was like turn 5, curl. I don't even remember. And all I would do is turn 5 and curl. And I'd get that layup once a game because the big was so worried about Dwight's post position that if my man chased me, there was literally no help defense there. And Jameer would just hit me on a cut, I get a layup, whatever.
When you guys were in Orlando, we always said, or at least I thought you guys had the best offense in the NBA, or at least like the toughest to guard when it's like, was it Turk, the white, like
Rashard
Lewis and everything.
Yeah. Petrus.
Yeah, was it 4 out, 1 in?
The league,
and you guys are really
the problem was the league, and it changed quickly. The league basically realized you can't tag the roller with the 4-man every time. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Tibbs got this that strong side defense where you had both guys pulled over, one guy at the nail, one guy is a low man. You X out of that if they skip it to the corner. And then all of a sudden the stretch 4 died because all of a sudden everybody just, I'm gonna play Iguodala at the 4. I'm gonna play Tatum at the 4. Right. And I'm just switch everything. So it was kind of like a small window for us to win, but like it was. I think it was my look on it is it was Phoenix first, then it was us, then it was y'all, then it was the Rockets, and then like that's the game now.
I know you know who switched it, and nobody's talking about it. I only know because I played there and I heard some things and I was like, the Miami Heat.
Oh yeah,
it's the culture.
No, because Bron when he got there, and I got to word this right because they'll find any way for me to knock Bron, which is not a knock.
You did win MVP over him in 2015.
Yeah, that made it look like child's play. You held him to that 40-point triple-double? My gosh, bro, let's get it.
So, Bron does well with shooters or guys like diving to the basket. You know what I mean? And so,
100%.
He doesn't do well with mid-range guys. It's either you're stretch or you're at the basket for a lot. And when he played with Miami and they lost to Dallas, they made like subtle tweaks. It's interesting. You start seeing certain tweaks where Chris Bosh would be at the 5.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't look small because LeBron's got the ball. He's a big human being with the rock a lot. So there's like, and it's a Heat basketball, so they have a larger presence to him. But they tweaked it against San Antonio. And I think that's when you started seeing like a smaller basketball. Nobody really talks about that. Like it could be Chalmers, Bron, D. Wade,
Mike Miller, Shane Battier,
Ray Allen.
Yeah. Bron at the 4.
And then you had Bosh.
Yeah.
And they went to the finals 4 times in a row. 4 times in a row. And then right after them, it was us.
Yeah.
And then it's like Houston, like you said, and it never went back.
Well, the one other thing I want to say about that Miami team, everybody talked about their pace and space offense. If you go look up those 3 years after Dallas, their pace, I'm guesstimating the numbers here. I know it was bottom 3rd in the league, but it was like 22nd, 25th, 27th, something like that those 3 years. It was not pace. It was just space.
Right.
It was space. And it was a function, by the way, you guarded D. Wade a lot. I wanted to ask you about this. You did as well. Yeah. D. Wade was not a shooter.
Nope.
But had one of the most insane gravities in the NBA because of his ability to catch and go and because of his cutting. He was a nightmare to guard.
At the corner, too?
Yes. Yeah, it was, and they were so good at that slot cut, too, out of pick and roll.
Yeah. And it was a set play. And then when he sat there, somehow, and D. Wade, how he moved, when he went into the paint, somehow you always just fouled him. Even if you didn't foul him or you flailed or whatever, but those dudes play hard as shit. That was a tough.
I had one of my best defensive nights, and he had like 40-something. He was like 5 for like 24, but he was like 23 for 24 from the free throw line.
D. Wade?
Yeah, it was insane. I wanted to kill Sam. I'm like, because this was the first time they would flip that screen. Udonis would come up like he was setting it on my left side and flip it to my right side, so the big is chasing him on this side. And
the Varejao.
Communication, like, yo, big, like, just tell me where it's at. And the big is saying it's coming from this way. So I'm trying to, and you know, trust is everything too. And I'm like, no, I done got beat this way a couple times, or I done got beat that way a couple times. You ain't been there, and so now you don't know what to do. And he flipped it the last second. D Wade was solo with his gravity and turning, and then once D Wade got rid of the on-ball defender, Bigs couldn't guard him. It was crazy.
I want to make a few comments on everything we've talked about so far. Number one, D Wade had the best drive away ever out of pick and roll. I think the best drive away ever, because he was not a shooter. So you weren't even on his body in pick and roll. And he still got you with that right jab going left baseline every single time.
Yep.
Every single time. It's the best I've ever seen. Yep. Secondly, I just want to acknowledge this guy with the ultimate humble brag. I remember when Rondo got me my first All-Star Game bucket.
I only made the All-Star Game one time. I remember
a minute after saying, hey, remember the other night I was watching my YouTube clips?
When is coming out? Next week? It's coming out next week.
There's a reason. 2 weeks.
There's a reason why.
Week after next.
There's a reason why I've been watching my
I know.
Clips.
Well, you know what? My opening line, you kind of fucked it up. What do white guys... Can I tell you what my opening line was going to be?
Go ahead.
My opening line was going to be, this is great, guys. You know, 3 ex-NBA players, podcasters now, just sitting around chopping it up. And then I was going to look at him and have a long pause because I said ex-NBA players.